And on the other side, you have the guy running in New York, Mamdani, right? Okay, who's like a straight up communist. I mean, he is. He talks about, the things that communists say. I mean, he wants free grocery stores.
Bill Maher just tore into Zohran Mamdani, delivering a textbook lesson in comedic dismantling. The late-night veteran went all in on the New York politician's over-the-top progressive platform, roasting him with jokes sharp enough to make fellow Democrats wince. Maher quipped that Mamdani's campaign was practically a gift-wrapped win for Republicans, no attack ads necessary. Every punchline landed, every dig left a mark. Look away for a second and you'll miss the fallout. Grab your popcorn, this takedown is peak entertainment. Now the real question, after a blow-up like this, who steps up as the left's next favorite?
Bernie is, Bernie is, I mean, he's not a capitalist,
No, he's not. And he's also not president.
but
never would be.
But neither is Mamdani.
Yeah. No, but he will, trust me, he will be featured in the campaign commercials.
And honestly, you can't fault Maher for laughing. The GOP doesn't even need to go after Zohran Mamdani, he handles the damage himself every time he grabs a MIC. With Mamdani hinting at a future run for New York mayor, even some progressives are starting to panic. His rise could be a winning lottery ticket for Republicans. He proudly labels himself a democratic socialist, but outside his bubble, that slogan lands less like reassurance and more like a warning. Maher sees it too. To him, Mamdani represents the glossy fantasy of the far left, charming on paper, disastrous in execution, and perhaps the easiest political gift conservatives could ask for.
You have Trump, who is the Republican, who is aggrandizing more power than anybody, as we just talked about. And on the other side, you have the guy running in New York, Mamdani, right? Okay, who's like a straight up communist. I mean, he is. He talks about, the things that communists say. I mean, he wants free grocery stores, free buses.
I want him to win.
At first glance, Mamdani's message sparkles with optimism, unity, equality, progress, the whole utopian starter kit. The buzzwords are polished, the applause lines are flawless, and on the surface it shines like something new. But scratch even slightly and the gloss fades fast. Underneath the slogans sits the same recycled ideology that stalled economies and backfired for generations. It reads like a feel-good script, but anyone who's watched this plot play out before already knows the ending. Beautiful score, heartbreaking crash.
Every 20 years or so, we need a conspicuous, confined experiment with socialism so we can crack it up again. Socialist slogan used to be, workers of the world unite, you have nothing to lose but your chains. The new socialist slogan is, trust us.
History has shown this cycle more times than we can count. Socialist models tend to start as bright flames of promise, only to fizzle into disappointment once theory collides with reality. Every generation insists they'll get it right this time until the same wall appears in front of them. Many young voters, captivated by ideas like fairness and free everything, often overlook one simple truth: people need incentive. Remove reward, and ambition fades. Replace competition with layers of bureaucracy, and innovation suffocates. A system built to manufacture equality often ends up generating something far different: stagnation, frustration, and a mountain of paperwork.
To get started, one of their leading lights was a socialist named Nurian Bevan. He said, what could go wrong? He said, we have a nation bedded on coal, surrounded by fish. It would take an organizational genius to have a shortage of either. In 3 years,
Britain once dove headfirst into socialism, fueled by promises of fairness and shared prosperity. The outcome was anything but. Government-run industries suffocated under bureaucracy, productivity tanked, and prices skyrocketed. By the 1970s, the UK was labelled the sick man of Europe. It took Thatcher's free market reset to drag the country out of the mire. That's why Maher sees Mamdani as a political trapdoor for Democrats. One wrong move and the entire party risks falling out of the mainstream. Push too far left and moderates don't just hesitate, they walk. History proves it. Americans push back fast when progressives overreach, especially on cultural flashpoints. And yet, Mamdani seems eager to double down. To centrists, it doesn't look bold, it looks like political self-destruction.
Beyond saying that we're going to establish an office of LGBTQIA+ affairs, it's also that we're going to provide $65 million in funding for gender-affirming care, the same amount of funding the federal government is threatening to pull out.
Let's be honest, Trump doesn't need to brand Mamdani as extreme. Mamdani's doing the job himself. His proposals range from state-run grocery stores to universal free transit, essentially a government supervisor for everyday life. It's framed as compassion, sure, but it reads like a photocopy of the far-left playbook. And whether he says it out loud or not, that vision leans more toward centralized control than open democracy. Call it whatever you like. If it walks like socialism and talks like socialism, voters won't mistake it for something else.
He's not a socialist. He's a communist, okay? This is not a socialist, man. This is a communist. I don't like to see a communist become mayor, I will tell you that. I call him my little communist. He's my little communist mayor. We should never be in a position where we're talking about a communist. We're going to end up with a communist mayor. It's not even believable, my beautiful New York. I think if a communist takes over New York City, I think that's...
Look a little closer, and Mamdani's agenda isn't a revolution, it's a rerun. The same old socialist pitch dressed up in fresh progressive language. Words like fairness and equality get front-row billing, padded with emotional buzzwords and cherry-picked statistics. But once the applause fades and those policies hit reality, productivity sinks and personal freedom tightens. America doesn't grow through government oversight, it grows through grit, creativity, risk-taking, and ambition. And every time leaders gamble against that formula, history hands the same verdict. Maher, sarcasm aside, knows that ending chapter by chapter
Often comes back to what Martin Luther King said decades ago. A vision of, call it democracy or call it democratic socialism, there must be a better distribution of wealth for all of God's children in this country. Here in New York City, wealthiest city in the wealthiest country in the history of the world, 1 in 4 in poverty. 500,000 kids go to sleep hungry every night. It's untenable to live with this kind of a divide. We have to actually...
This isn't a new movement, it's the oldest script in politics. Craft a feel-good narrative, dress it in moral language, and market it as transformation. To Democrats invested in symbolism and identity politics, Zohran Mamdani looks like the perfect candidate. He checks every box, delivers every buzzword, and presents beautifully on stage, but strong aesthetics aren't strong leadership. Behind the polished speeches and moral theatrics, there's little substance to support the shine. To idealists, he's a visionary. To realists, he's just another performer, passionate in tone, empty in outcome.
Good job.
Well, it wasn't so much his aunt as his dad's cousin, but, semantics. Douglas, is he ready to lead?
No, in absolutely no way is he ready to lead, and that was just another reminder of it. This is such a self-involved little narcissist with so little...
That polished image may win applause, but loyalty to branding shouldn't outweigh logic, and right now, it is. Mamdani isn't leading because his policies are proven or pragmatic. He's leading because he markets well. The real test comes when campaign poetry collides with City Hall reality. Speeches are easy. Governing is something else entirely. Maher's warning couldn't be clearer. This isn't progress, it's déjà vu. History has run this play before, and the ending rarely changes. If Mamdani pulls New York down that ideological path, the fallout won't stop at the city limits, it could reshape the Democratic brand itself. The documentary-style narrative Mamdani loves to promote looks inspiring under stage lights, but under daylight scrutiny in deep blue New York, it starts to fall apart.